Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Toke. You can call me Toke for short. And I'm going to be talking about a few things that I think we need to address. It's been a while I actually did a sit-down chit-chat about Malta. If you're new here, I'm a student here in Malta. I've been in Malta for the past 2.5 years. It's almost 3 years, by the way. So I can just say almost 3 years. And I just shoot videos. Mind you, I am not an agent. I do not help people to relocate, and I do not help people to do some sort of arrangement for how to relocate with the process. But all I do is I share information based off of my knowledge and my experience to help people at least have an idea roughly how it can be for them. And when they reach out to me for help, I make them understand that, okay, this is what I know. If you need an agent, I can recommend 1 or 2 people, but I do not help people to relocate. So that being said, there's an issue going on in Malta right now, and students are being sent back home. Like, they are going back home. And when I say students are going back home, I don't mean they are going voluntarily. And to me, how I see the matter right now, it's no different from being deported. Trust me. But at the moment, there's a school in Malta that was actually closed down. And I'm going to state it in this video. We are coming to that. That was closed down, and at some point, there was an issue with the school, between the school and the government, and the students of the school are now the ones being affected. From those applying from outside the country that are yet to get their visa and their monies are not being refunded, to those that are already here, that their permits are being revoked, and those that are here already in the process of the permit, they are not being given the permit. And words getting to me now is, it's really messy. They were given 30 days. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to say I warned you guys. I'm not going to say, okay, when you people asked me, because I made a whole list of schools that are in Malta that are recognized. And in this video, I'm going to give you the website to check if a school is accredited. I'm going to do that all in this video. Whatever agent that is helping you, the school you're applying to should be at least honest with you, should be able to help you out with that. And I will explain what I mean. Please stay with me. What I mean is, you call an agent, say, okay, I cannot call the school myself. I need someone that is already there, or someone who is, more like experienced, someone who helps people to relocate to Malta and other countries across Europe. And the person is helping you with the school process, and the person cannot be honest with you that, oh, I went there, or this school was like this, or this school is not like this, and they cannot recommend even better options. What am I trying to say? So most of these agents, not all of them by the way, because I have friends who are also agents, that they will tell you, come, don't apply to this school. Why not choose this instead? There is need to sit down and talk about this one, because I believe that a lot of these agents, they don't identify these problems. They are guiding students, but they are not guiding most students in the right way. But I get it. Maybe they are doing 50% off. Maybe they are doing 30% off. The offer is juicy. But you need to also understand that you need to be careful. Yes, there are actually schools that give offers with like 30%, 50% off their school fees. If you're lucky, why not? But you can never be too sure. But the problem is, a lot of people are just so fixated on coming than the end result, checking if it's accredited or not. Because at the time, a lot of people, when I say at the time, a couple of months back, even as at last month, people kept on asking me, is this school in Malta, is it legit? And each time I always answer, I am not familiar with the school. I didn't even know the school. So let's move to the important issue. I'm going to give you a list of things that I believe is happening at the moment. And I'm also going to give you solution, what I believe you can do if you still have time and the resources to go about things really fast. Because 30 days is a really short period of time to actually cross to another school. I've been very unhappy, I'm not going to lie to you. And I just believe things are not done this way at all. Things are not done this way. And I'm going to highlight some of the faults and, corrections that you can make, the problems that are in Malta, and people who were supposed to play their part and are not. So there is this school named International European University, located in Ukraine. But for some reasons, I believe during the war in Ukraine and everything that was happening, they also came here and opened a branch here, which I believe they were operating at some point, but it was just a very small place. They were managing a small space here in Malta. And usually they would market their school. They are located in Malta also. And for students who have been looking to study, who had the dreams of studying in Malta, I've been trying to apply to so many schools, and possibly the amount of the fees, they saw 50% off. And this is fact, by the way. If you believe I'm making this up, please go and check online. It's everywhere. But I decided to make this video because a lot of people still don't know about this. It is very important. That accreditation, you can study and finish your study and realize that the certificate you're getting is not even viable at all. But let's just finish what we are saying. So the University, International European University, actually was founded in Ukraine in the year 2019. But it started its operation in July 2023 here in Malta. Which is why a lot of people, even people living in Malta, were not familiar with this school. It's a new school it's so recent as at 2019. But they started operation in 2023. They were granted a temporary license by the MFHEA, which I will tell you the meaning. I'll put it on the screen. It's like Malta Further Higher Education, it's like a license which also determines if the school is accredited. So they were given like a temporary license. I'm coming to that. I'm going to talk about that. And they were operating in Malta, which as of 2023, which is why a lot of students started applying to the place. They were given offers 50% off the school fees. I mean, it's juicy. Everybody wants to apply. What's happening? And the school had their license revoked as at August 13, 2025, which is last week. I had to do my research before I came here to do this video for you guys. So that being said, let's say what was really happening. Firstly, students will apply to this school. They will not, get their refunds if they were not granted visa. When people apply, they pay half or full money. Obviously, the school will give them, the admission. And then they realized that they applied for visa, they were refusing their visa. And funny thing to note is this particular school, of all the private schools in Malta, brought in so many people, brought in so many students within the short period of time that they started operating in this country. But that's by the way. And students started applying. The ones that were able to come applied and they came. They tried to get their permit. Those that could get it actually got their permit. And those that could not get it till this incident happened were not able to get their permit, and they were just told to go back, telling them that their license has been revoked. That's number 2. Number 3 is the students that were here, the students that were already studying here, got here and was like, what kind of school is this? What's happening with this school? This, that, and the other. And some of them actually took the initiative to cross to another school really fast. Someone actually did few semesters and took a transcript and just crossed to another school really fast. And I commend the person for that. That's by the way. Those that remained, obviously, you've planned yourself. Maybe that's what you can afford as your school fees, blah, blah, blah. Then you decide to stay there and just try to study. Some of these students were even opened. Like, I reached out to some of them and they opened up that sometimes they are being taught with ChatGPT, and I'm like, what do you mean you are being taught with ChatGPT? Even in my own school, I attend Global College, by the way, and even in my school, if you say you are using ChatGPT self, it's being frowned upon. Like, come on, if you're going to use it as a tool, but it shouldn't be used as something that is, you are being taught with. But it's none of my business. The bone of contention here is the fact that people got here and they were like, oh, is this what I'm applying to? Now, the license has been revoked because a lot of people have been reporting the school from the outside of the country that they've been applying, nothing has been said. And then another thing is, now, the ones that are already here, the students that are already here, were given 30 days. Where are they expected to go to? And if you are very familiar with being a TCN in a country like this, you're going to do a lot of work, a lot of appealing, which I'm coming to be able to stay or be able to cross to another school, which I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to give you the solution you can also make if you have some time left. And if they decide, okay, let me even go to another school, let me cross, let me collect my transcript and all, they are not refunding their money. Those that do not have the wherewithal, that just came to study, that are not working, because I know few people that are studying, what are they supposed to do? How are they supposed to go about things? So for me, this particular matter is a matter of is mixed feelings. It's sadness, anger, just being tired, confused, that a lot of students cannot even come out to talk. They had to even protest recently, which went on, and the matter was trending online on Instagram and on TikTok. Well, at the end of the day, if that's all they do, nobody is listening to them. The laws and regulations in Malta, guiding students in Malta, right? It's very simple. And when it comes to these laws, sometimes a lot of things do not apply to private schools. Let me explain what that means. So I'm going to be reading a few things that I believe you need to understand here. And I will read it out for you, because I believe a lot of people don't do their thorough research. And even those that do their thorough research, some people fall as victims, which is understandable. But let me just state it here so that you will not say you don't know. So that you can call all the people that are trying to apply to Malta right now. Private higher education institution must be licensed and accredited by Malta Further and Higher Education Authority. That's one. If the institution violates, they mislead students, financial malpractice, the MFHEA can suspend or withdraw license, which is what happened in the case of these people that we're talking about, which is International European University, IEU. I have a lot to say. These are the laws guiding studying in Malta, especially for private universities in Malta. Now, I'm going to read the students' rights, your right as a student here. Unlike public universities, private institutions are not always bound by the same protection. However, Malta is bound by the EU regulation, which requires transparency in higher education and protection against fraud. Malta is still bound by the EU regulations. Regarding study permits and visas for students, students' residence permits are tied to enrollment at a licensed institution. If the license is revoked, students legally lose their status, hence the 30 days deadline, which is why the students were given 30 days to give or take, move out, and their permits are no longer viable. So I'm going to read out what you can do, because I actually wrote down a couple of things here. Please just follow me. Here are the possible steps for the affected students. Please contact the Malta Further and Higher Education Authority. File a formal complaint. You need a lawyer in this process. You don't even and things like this can go on for the next couple of months, before you actually get what you need. But just hear me out. I'm not trying to discourage you. If you're already in Malta, just hear me out. Ask if there is a transfer pathway to another accredited Maltese university or institution, and I'm going to leave the link in my comment section and also my description box below. The link where you can search for accredited schools, how to make complaints, the website. I'm going to drop it for you. Engage the Office of Educational Division. I'm going to put it on the screen. The Ombudsman, I believe. The students can request an independent review of how the shutdown has been handled, which is what is happening right now, which students are complaining, they are carrying placard, protesting and all that. So there's another way to go about it. This educational division in Malta investigates cases of unfair treatment in education. So they are the legal body in Malta that addresses any problems regarding education. That being said, you need to seek legal advice. I said it earlier. You need to get a lawyer, get a Maltese lawyer specializing in education, immigration, and a lawyer that can basically challenge the no refund issue and possibly negotiate more time to remain in Malta. You guys, are you following this? Some NGOs offer free and legal clinics for migrants and students. Maybe a foundation, a refugee service in Malta, for those that feel they cannot hire a lawyer near. Another part is you need to appeal for a visa or permit extension, for them to extend your permit, obviously, because 30 days, I'm not sure is enough. You need to, petition to Identity Malta. They were Identita before, but now they are known as Identity Malta. The Immigration Authority for a humanitarian extension, especially if mid-semester. I'm going to also put out everything in the comment section. So if you need to go through, read it, copy it, whatever it is, I'm just trying to help here. If linked to an EU initiative, since Ukraine is in crisis, students may have some protection. Refund claims. I'm going to address refund claims. If payments were made to the school, the students can pursue it. Civil legal actions in Malta. If the institution had a registered legal presence there. EU consumer protection rules. I mentioned this earlier. So there's also a part called EU and Protectional Service. Since Malta is in the EU, right? Educational services fall under cross-border services. So for me, you have 3 choices at the moment. And I'll be straightforward with you. You have 3 choices. If it's possible for you, you have the wherewithal, the resources, because I know a lot of students, they are maybe not be in one chance. A lot of people don't even know what to do, how to go about things. But firstly, it's either you transfer to another university if you have the resources, or petition, to Identity Malta, or you transfer to another country entirely. Those are like the 3 options you have right now. And if you know someone who is currently going through this issue, please refer them to this video, save this video, share it to them if there's something that can be done. Because honestly, since I saw that video in the past 1 week, I'm so heartbroken, because this can basically happen to anybody. That's what this is saying, because this is not the first time something like this is happening in Malta. There was a school that actually shut down in Malta. It's a legit school known across the world, but in Malta, their branch in Malta, operating in Malta, went into bankruptcy, and the school had to shut down. And you can imagine how that was too. It was also something that was trending at the time. And some of the people that were around me were actually students that finished from that particular school, but let's not go into that. Before I talk about what I believe on this issue, I'm gonna give you messages that I got from students, heartbreaking messages that some of them I could not even respond, because I'm like, what do we do? What is this? I just wanted to say that my question is, especially in this case of IEU, I get they came from Ukraine, a lot of things are happening in Ukraine at the moment. Why is the school operational in Malta? They were given a temporary license, not even a full license, they were given a temporary license. My own is, why is the school operating in Malta? That's the number 1 question I have personally. With due respect, I'm not even attacking anyone now. That's number 1. Number 2, I believe whatever happened between the school and the government, I believe it should be done in a lenient, at least a better way, to favor the students, because the students should not have to suffer for this. I believe Malta is known for its culture, influx of tourists, its heritage, sharing, the beautiful places in Malta, so many people coming in, and the dependency of, the country on tourists, immigrants, and whatnot. Good attributes. So the thing that is happening now might actually put the country in a bad light. It might put the country in a red, people can put a red tag on the country if you're not careful. And I get it. A lot of people actually apply to schools that are in Malta because they feel like the payment, the school fees, life here is at least a bit, better compared to places like the UK, where school fees is crazy high, but at least you get the worth of what you are paying for. Because in this scenario now, it's showing that anything can happen to anybody going to a private school here. Me personally, if you ask me about my own personal opinion, I believe there's too many private schools in Malta. For such a small country, for such a small island, you just see one small school that just started off in a small building, a small kiosk. No shade, but it's something that we need to address. Let's not digress. I'm beginning to chip in my personal opinion, whereby I have not read out the comments from students. So let me read it out for you people. For those that have not fallen short of this problem, just thank your stars. Thank God. Let me read it. So the first person said, "It's so heartbreaking to go through this. Some of my friends were affected. They had to leave Malta because their TRC, which is their temporary, residence card, is going to expire soon. Others have not been able to get their permit approved since they submitted their application, which means it's not a matter of now. It's something that has been building up, not even this month or last week that it happened. Another person said, please Toke, advise people on your channel because this is really something that a lot of people don't talk about most times. The person said, please don't just apply to a school because they are giving admission. All the ones that haven't gotten their visa yet have not gotten their refund. I think that one is a known thing already by now. When a school is giving 50% discount, sometimes I think you should run. And I'm like, oh no, some schools do it. It doesn't mean some schools do it, but the problem here is the agents in question. But I'm coming to that. Mind you, this is not me now. And I'm quoting people here. I'm actually not good with editing when it comes to editing. Me, I'm going to be honest with you. I would have put it on the screen here. And on my TikTok, I may have to share it on my TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok at Oritoke, I'm going to put it on the screen. I will share screenshots of, what these students are seeing on my story. I put those things on my story. Another student said, coming into a country with a study visa is supposed to keep you safe from any problem, at least keep you protected. But the Maltese government is not treating us well because there is no way there is no tax on some of these monies that were paid. Okay, this is not me. I'm reading it. See, I'm reading it. This IEU issue, the students, I don't believe they should be the one going through this problem. It's getting dark outside. I'm sorry, guys. My natural light is actually my lighting. I don't use like the other light. It makes me sweat. Yeah. This person said, do you know that this school was given a temporary license and they were even the one that has had more visa victories the most compared to other private schools, which means why are they getting more visas than the legit private schools that are accredited? Another question mark. Please be answering it on your own as you're watching this thing. Okay, this person said, are there no regulations or laws guiding students on academics in Malta? And I answered the person, I said, no, you can't talk like that. There are laws, there are actually laws. But in this case, I think it would be unfair to just tell the students to just go home like that without refund, no way back home. Is not different from deportation to me. And honestly, that's actually very sad. And that's why I said it earlier, from my own personal opinion, that this puts Malta in a very bad light. And I believe the authorities should please address it. I think I mentioned it earlier that my natural light is the light coming from outside. So it has gotten really dark. And I have so much to do tomorrow. So I may not have time to shoot this video. So I hope you can see my face. But please just bear with me and please hear me out. Hear what I have to say. Now I'm going to talk about my own opinion. I've read the rules, the laws guiding students and, the regulations, the taxes and all. I'm going to put it in my description box below. If you have the time, you can go through it and read it. All these things I just stated. But I want to tell you personally that so far, since all these things have happened, I have not seen any of these agents. Well, not all, but majority of the agents that I've been seeing shooting videos, trying to bring people to Malta, earn money from it. I've not seen anybody talk about this issue. Or is it that everybody is now silent? Because that's the number one thing. And for me, I believe agents will collect your money and they will not address stuff. It's really sad. It's really sad. Guys, I'm going to see you in my next video. And the next video will be about permits and permanent residence and how to go about things and what to expect. I'm not speaking for everyone now, but majority of the people that I have seen online are just doing it for their own gain and they are not addressing these things. If a student is applying to a school that you know that is not that good, why not just tell the student that, okay, come on, redirect your steps and go to this other school? It's really sad. And it takes integrity, it takes honesty to do that and not collect money from students. It's really sad. I hope that they are able to, correct this issue. I hope that something is done. A lot of people didn't even know Malta existed. And now they are looking at Malta, looking to come to study in Malta. And, they just want to study because they feel it's more easy. I have friends that have come here, study and gone back to their families in the UK, in Canada. I know people that are reaching out to me that, okay, studying here, I want to do my master's in the UK. It's quite expensive. Can I come to Malta and just do what I need to do and go back? For the students that got affected, I want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I feel bad and I share in your pain. I don't know what you're going through right now. For those that have already gone back or relocated, I feel really bad, and it's so sad that it can happen to anyone. I've been saying it. It can happen to... I'm also going to a private university. I don't go to University of Malta. I go to Global College. So it's something that I don't want to wake up one morning after 3 years. I'm about to write my dissertation. Wake up 3 years after. And then they now tell me one school closed down, I cannot finish my this thing. Me that I'm already dreaming about how to wear my graduation clothes, post that picture on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Come on. No, this is not fair. A lot of people want to push their career forward. A lot of people that have plans. And I'm saying a lot of people that have plans now because some people had to sell all they had. Some people, their parents are pumping in money. And then now it's like there's no way forward for them. It would be unfair. To be really unfair. I don't know where this video is going to get to. I don't know who's going to watch this video, but please, let's do something about these students. Please help us. If you're a Maltese person, because I have a lot of Maltese people on this channel. If you're a Maltese person, you're watching this, please, if you can lend your voice, if you're in a place of, office where you can lend your voice and help these students, please help us. I'm saying us now because I'm also a TCN and I know how it is to spend all that money. My family, my partner, my friends, my mom, everybody has been investing, and then from nowhere, I just hear that I can't go to school again. No, it doesn't make any sense. Please. The students should not even be at the mercy of like the school that closed up. Do you understand? If that makes sense. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will definitely see you in my next video. It's getting really dark outside, and that's why I had to turn on this one. But please don't mind the lighting. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.